Hey guys, welcome back to the channel here, Justin's Motorsport, where everything starts with the dream. And today's video is just a little chill. Not just going out for a drive here and all that. And yeah, I had a pretty interesting weekend. Just hanging out the ledge with a buddy of mine, and so went home because I had to go to the bathroom really bad. So I pull out Albert Street and onto Albert Street from the ledge, and then all of a sudden I got pulled over by the RPS. They pulled up behind me, and I was like, okay, well, the police are behind me, didn't think anything of it. Then as soon as light changed green, I go and yep, there goes the cherries are on. And yeah, I got pulled over for, and I guess it doesn't surprise me because I know St. Patrick's Day is like on a Wednesday or something, or a Tuesday, but it was like St. Patrick's weekend, kind of like that. So the police were doing out on their random alcohol test to see if anybody's been like their DUI and all that. So I got pulled over for a random alcohol test. So yeah, I blew at 0, which is because I didn't have anything to drink. And officers are really nice about that too, and all that, read me my rights and stuff like that. So it took less than about 5 minutes that it took for me to for the whole thing was all done and stuff. I didn't have to get out of the vehicle, and that was pretty cool. And that, so yeah, so breathalyzer, yeah, 0. Have you ever used one? And I said, well, I haven't had one of those, used one of those since high school when they were doing DUI awareness and stuff about drinking and driving in high school, and that awareness and all that. That's a pretty nice, too bad you guys can't see that, that's a pretty nice F-150 there. Yeah, but yeah, so I haven't done one of those since high school, and which is a good sign. And that, but also interesting because I haven't been pulled over in a long time. So the last time I was pulled over was in my AE92, which was the Corolla, just before COVID and all that, where I was out at the hub there, and I was just driving, and people were doing, you know, stuff that, you know, and of course I was just, and police all were then boxed everybody in, so I stopped. And then the RCR number back in the day here, the RC officer asked me, what are you doing here, like with the gauge and the cluster? Kind of remind me of Sergeant Cross from Need for Speed Most Wanted when he looked up my old Corolla. I had gauges, I had a big ass tachometer, and he said, are you using it for speed? I said, no, I just haven't, because my car doesn't have a tachometer, so I got one put in. And then why did you say? Well, because you blocked us in, and I didn't want to leave as a, you know, like running from the police or anything like that. So yeah, so I was there for about 20 minutes. That was 2020. So now, fast forward to now, from Friday, I got pulled, like I said, I got pulled over, and so it's been about 6 years since I've been pulled over by the police. And it's got another funny thing, is I can even go back further back. When I had my Sunfire back in 2007 was the one time I got pulled over. I think I was doing accidentally doing, well, 2 different speeds in a 60 zone. So I was eventually doing 100, and this was 2000, like 20 years ago pretty much. So yeah, that was the last time. Actually, no, when I moved back to Regina, that's when I got pulled over. I didn't know about these speed traps that they set up and stuff, so I was doing 62 and a 50 in 2000, and I think it was 7 or 8 that I got that. And yeah, after that I never really had or it was one of those, it was early 2000 when I got my couple of speeding tickets with my so I got in, let's see, with the Sunfire I've gotten 3 speeding tickets, 1 red light ticket, and think about that. So yeah, red light camera, and yeah, 3 speed, you know, as you're a young teenager, you know, shit like that happens, you know. So yeah, I never get pulled over for that a long time ago. And so that's been like 10 years or more. So this is the other thing. So when I know about my MR2 that I own, so when I bought my MR2 in 2015, and that, it was funny because as soon as I bought it, so the 2 days I own the car, I get pulled over by the police in my MR2 because they were just checking to see, and I said registration, making sure the car was mine and everything like that. And I said, well, I just bought the car like 2 days ago, and that, and I got pulled for that too. It's like, oh, come on, like really? I thought maybe because I booked it out of a corner while I got, but no, it was just to check the registration. I said I only own the car for 2 days, just bought it. And it's just like, yeah. So that ruined my 10-year of not being pulled over by the police. So yeah, got that record. got shattered and it got stopped. Then yeah, then after that, 6 years later or 5 years, got pulled over in the Corolla. Then I get pulled over in this car 6 years too. So it seems like a span of every 6-7 years I tend to get pulled over, and that, which is kind of interesting in a fact and that. But yeah, it was all good and stuff too. So yeah. There's another view here. Oh yeah, it's gonna be super nice this week. Supposed to get up into the double digits, almost 20 degrees Celsius. So I was thinking about taking off the winter. Switch to my summers, and that I haven't decided, but it's gonna be pretty mucky. So I don't want my gold rims getting all full of salt and sand, especially if it's gonna be 18 degrees. So there's gonna be a lot of snow melting. So most of the snow should be gone by the end of the week. Anyway, whatever snow's left. And that, so yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that. It's supposed to be nice and warm. Probably will change them out Friday once all the snow starts melting a little bit more. I'll see what the roads are like by say Wednesday when it gets up to like 18, and that right now it's like, well, and I woke up, so it was -20, but yeah, we're supposed to get summer like weather for a couple of days and that, then back down the seasonal. But I think I am going to switch out the tires and the wheels and that, put my gold ones on probably this Friday and that, maybe Thursday, so there'll be a video about that too coming along that. So yeah, I'm just doing the shit here, going out for a drive and that. Open a drink. Lots of traffic out today. That's nice. I mean, it looks nice. I mean, I should show the camera here if I. Oh, another update that I'm doing, since air miles aren't going to be around anymore, I got over like almost 4,000 air miles, so I'm going to use those to turn into Amazon gift cards so I'll be able to buy a camera. So yes, there is a camera coming to the channel, and also lenses, different lenses for my phone camera for different shots and stuff. But this was the camera I'm buying is actually an action camera, and that, so I'll be able to block it on the car, everything else in that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited that I'm going to be buying one of those soon, and yeah, at the end of the month. So I'll take it up to Dragons, which is a car show at the end of end of March. So yeah, be going to some footage on that. So yeah, I know I'm cruising, and yes, gas prices are high. It's $1.62.9 for regular. I paid $1.88 for premium. Kind of hard in on the wallet, but I drive a Corolla, so it's decently good on fuel, really good on fuel, so it doesn't cost as much to fill as if I was driving like my old, say my F-150 that I had back in the day too. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the chill for the video. For a just call it a chill Monday video, I guess, even though it's Sunday, you know. It's an upload on that, just a chill video, a little bit of an update. The car, yes, and about updating about the house. I'm going to be looking in May for a house and that, going into to get a pre-approved and all that. So it's going to be cool there once I get my own house. Hopefully June, be able to buy, get out of that apartment, and yeah, be able to get you guys more content, because at least I have a garage, build a podcast studio, which I think I'm going to do the podcast studio. I think I'm going to do that a live thing. I think I'm going to try a live thing on YouTube. I mean, I've done it on Rumble before. I did live stuff, but I'm going to try that on YouTube, go live, building my podcast studio and all that. I think it'd be pretty cool. You guys see the progress of where you see me filming, like my bedroom, going up, upgrading and all that. So I'm here to show you guys the progress that I've made for the podcast studio and that. I haven't decided what a podcast name I have decided yet. I did ask ChatGPT for some advice, for some titles and that for car podcasts and all that. So I think I got one or two picked out and all that. So yeah, we'll work into that and try to do some podcasting. It seems like those videos do quite well in that. Now, a second car coming to the channel, I'm not saying what it is in that, because I don't want to ruin it for any of you, that what I'm getting and that. It might be, you might suspect what I'm getting, or it might be totally out of left field. Still going pursuing for that, having a second car and that for the channel and all that. So see what content I can get out of it, see what I decide to buy and all that. That is pretty much the way the way the channel is going. For now, it'll be car shows and car meets that you'll be seeing mostly until I get the house, and then once I figure out, get established, have some money away just for repairs and stuff to the house, you know, put a bit away and all that, and then get something in the fall. I think we'll see how the car does in the winter time and all that with the traveling out, commuting into the city and that. If I move outside, there'll just be a little more bit more, and then I can switch back to regular, because I know, like, why do you put premium in a Corolla? Well, because the car made a tick 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 noise when I drove for a year when I put it on regular, so I moved it to premium, and then that went away. Now, because I do a lot of city driving, a lot of stop and go and short drives and stuff, the car sometimes doesn't get up the operating temperature. The premium gas will help with not build as much carbon on the valves and everything like that, because it burns cleaner and that versus regular gas. But once I move out of the city and start commuting in at highway speed, then I'll be able to switch back to regular gasoline, because the car is always going to be at operating temperature for highway mileage and that, so there wouldn't be as much carbon built up on. I might, maybe not regular, maybe I'll bump down to 89 or something like that, not 87, probably 89. I'll just bump down to 89 maybe. We'll see how that goes, and I'll see what gas prices are like right now, because I'll see how much they go up this summer, because we're still in the winter and they haven't switched to summer gas yet. So I could see me paying over $2 a liter for premium, which is kind of like ouch in a way. Almost makes me want to think about getting an EV. I'm still crossing the road on that. I haven't pulled the trigger on buying an EV yet. I have picked out an EV that I want to buy if I have to go down that route, if gas prices do skyrocket this summer and that, and they're not going down anytime soon, then I might be considering pulling the trigger on buying an electric car and all that. So yeah, that could be a possible thing for the channel too, as EV content as well. Depends on I can't predict the future, but we'll see what gas prices are, how long the war is going to go on and that, and see what we can do, what I can do. And that, I mean, it's gonna be, I mean, paying over $2 a liter for premium, that's a steep man, but that's the way she goes, I guess. And that, the reason why I haven't pulled the trigger, the reason why I haven't pulled the trigger on EV yet is because when I'm trying to get a house, but two, I'd have to rely on the public charging network, because I can't charge in an apartment, so it costs me actually quite a bit of money to charge my EV on public charging network. So if I have my own house, I can plug in at home, and it's way cheaper. It's 20% cheaper than gas to plug in at home and all that. So I'm probably figuring that I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet, but it is something down that I might be considering and humming and all that. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see if how much EVs come down in price since BYD is coming into Canada and that, so they're supposed to be offering, and Lotus is coming in too with their electric cars, so they're supposed to be like $30,000, $35,000 electric cars and that. So I'll see and wait how the EV prices go when these Chinese vehicles come in. Might actually force Tesla and some other Rivian and some of them other electric to start dropping their prices and all that, because like I said, 60-70 grand on a car is quite a bit of money. I could get a Giulia for about that price, and that for same price as an electric car, Alfa Romeo Giulia. So brand new, like really top of the line sports model for about the same price as an EV and that. So it doesn't make really sense to pay, but well, like I said, just talking, just giving you something down that I'm thinking about. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on all this, but it's just ideas and just me out thinking out for a drive what I could do for the channel and everything, and find the, you know, a niche and all that for the content that I'm doing and stuff. So yeah, I will end this video here, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.